Hare Krishna. My name is Srivas Das. How have I come to Krishna Consciousness? Before I came in touch with Krishna Consciousness, I was desperate to know where the souls are going. I was interested in knowing what happens after death, because at a very early age, I lost my mother, and then I saw other people dying, and so I was curious to know where are all these people going when they leave this world. So I was interested in finding out knowledge, information, where people go after leaving this world. So I was into many metaphysical sciences, and I came across a particular movement called Ekankar, and there they were teaching about soul travel into the spiritual world, into the Brahman Jyoti, to experience life beyond this world. So I was very interested in something like that, so I started following them. But then, in 1981, I met the devotees. And the devotees, they spoke so convincingly. They provided so much knowledge beyond the Ekankar viewpoint. For instance, it was at a seminar, and the speaker at the seminar described the journey into the spiritual kingdom, how you go through the different planes of existence, and finally entering the soul plane, which is the Brahman Jyoti. And then when you get into the Brahman Jyoti, you hear the flute music. So after he made his presentation, the devotees who were in the audience, they asked the speaker who was responsible for the flute music. And then the speaker, being an impersonalist, said that there was nobody responsible for that flute music. It was just the music of that spiritual plane. And the devotees challenged him. They said, just as we are in this hall, if somebody comes into this hall and does not hear any music, and somebody comes into the hall, he hears the music, but he cannot see the source, and a third person comes into the hall, he hears the music, he sees the source, obviously, he is a much more advanced person than the first person who did not hear any music, than the second person who heard the music but did not see the source. So he said that because the Ekankar, they are impersonalists, they have no bhakti, they don't worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they have no access to God. They only feel His presence through His energy, the Brahman Jyoti. And that the flute music is the music of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is an adept at the flute. The flute is his constant companion. And that flute music is so attractive that if you hear that music, you will not want to live in this world anymore. So that was very inspiring for me. And so I decided to buy some books from these devotees, and I began to read. And then gradually, I began to practice. And then eventually, I joined them in the temple. And I can say that I have not regretted joining the Hare Krishna movement, because I have come to understand what life means. I've come to understand that I'm a spiritual personality. I'm a spiritual being, different from the body, and that life in this world is just like a journey that has a beginning and an end. I've come to understand that I'm part and parcel of the supreme whole called God, and that God is a blissful entity, and because we are parts and parcels of Him, we are also blissful. So I can say for sure that practicing Krishna consciousness has opened me to a different dimension of happiness, a peace of mind, and information beyond this world. So anybody who is seeking to know where we have come from, why we are in this world, and where we are going, he should take to Krishna consciousness. Anybody who wants to experience a dimension of happiness different from the material happiness we are used to, then I recommend that one takes to Krishna consciousness, chant the holy names of the Lord, and follow the 4 regulatory principles of Krishna consciousness, and he will eventually experience a higher dimension of happiness, peace of mind, and understand the goal of life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.